Hello and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee. How has your week been? Well, mine was super busy. Um, Lots of things going on. We still have Saturn in Aries, which is about wanting to, I guess, face our responsibilities, wanting to change. What have we learned? What do we want to take forward with us? But we also had Jupiter entering Cancer this week, and that was about Jupiter is about expansion and luck and it meeting emotion and passion, which is Cancer. So, all these changes that you want to make, you're trying to get excited about it, or you're getting emotional about it because maybe you don't want to release it. So, kind of like a dual situation, right? A back and forth. You're trying to balance, right? And we have the universe on the bottom, which means the universe is telling me right now that the universe is on your side, right? Trust that this is what's supposed to happen, right? This is fated and destined, right? This is how things are supposed to go. That's Spark talking today. And then we have today, we have Mars squaring Uranus. And Mars is in Leo, right? Mars is the action planet, right? Wants to get things done, but it's in Leo. And Leo is like, wait, look at me, look what I'm doing, right? And I'm going to say not so much in a vain kind of bad way, but just Leos are the lion, right? They're proud and they like to walk with their shoulders and head held high, right? So um, they with the Mars in Leo, you're you're wanting people to see that you're taking action. And if you look around and without saying anything, something happened this weekend that talks about that exactly, right? But then you have it meeting Uranus, which is about a sudden surprise and new beginnings. And if you think about it, that happened as well, right? So there was so much going on, but my question to you is, are you taking care of yourself, right? There's so many things that are going on right now that you need to focus on you and your family, you and your kids, right? You and your significant other, right? What can you do, as we said in the military, your little sandbox, right? You can only control what's in your sandbox, right? There's so much to do in your own sandbox. Don't worry about anybody else's. So that's what I wanted. That's the message I wanted to bring today. And that's the message I've been getting all week is just about concentrate on yourself, right? Ground yourself. Do what it is that you need to do to ground yourself. What do you need to do to take care of yourself? Me, for instance, um, we in my household, we're starting to do meal prepping. And for several reasons. One, because it's more nutritious. We know what's in our meals. And two, because it's so hot, right? And yes, I have air conditioning and I'm not dying in my house. But when I turn that stove on or the oven, then it just gets the house hotter and then I have to turn the air up and it just disturbs stuff. So we're going to do meal prepping. So I took a bunch of stuff out and that's what I'm going to do today. Let's see. We have Galactic Grandmother, a number 5 card, which is change, right? And I'm going to read that card. I like the Galactic Grandmother. I have a grandmother who passed away in 1991, and I'm going to get emotional just talking about her because I miss her so, so much. But I know she's always with me, and she and I were very close. She kind of helped raise me when my dad was raising me on his own. And then you have see through the perfectly purple lens of your galactic destiny. That's about seeing the beauty in you, right? In the Wildcard Wednesday reading that I did for the Spiritual View, which is another channel, and they're friends of mine. Um, it talked about that the angels love you just the way you are. So love yourself the way you are, right? If somebody doesn't love you the way you are, for who you are, your authenticity, your weirdness, right? Your quirkiness, um, then they're not the right ones, right? The people who truly mean something, well, no, the people who truly are meant to be in your life and make a difference in your life, make your life better, are the ones that love you just the way you are. Okay, so let's read. I want to read the Galactic Grandmother. Okay. Mother Nature and wisdom, right? Mother Nature, ground yourself, right? Mother Nature did some amazing things this weekend. Um, the Galactic Grandmother is providing you her blessing of love and joy. She wants only what's best for you, but she'll smack you right over the head and set you straight if you veered off, right? Grandmas don't put up with your crap. They are there. They will cook for you. They will give you everything you want. But if you're out of line, bam, right? I used to love my grandma. And she was tiny. And she would, yeah, okay. And my other grandmother, who lived to be 108 years old, she did not mess, right? And she was dinky. She was smaller than my other grandma. Awesome. She's a stern but loving booba, and your galactic grandmother isn't afraid to call you out on your BS. Mm-mm. Grandmother is the essence of Pachamama, the earth, Mother Nature. Come sit for a bit of cake and tea. She's here to share with you the timeless wisdom of stories, values, and guidance passed down from the ages. So I wish I had asked my grandmother about stories, what happened when she was younger. My grandmother was born in 1897. She was born in Arizona when um, she was naturalized. It had not become a state yet, but her parents were there when it was Mexico, right? So that's totally different. And then my grandmother, who lived to be 108, she was born in 1912 during the Depression, right? During that first pandemic that we had. So I wish I had talked more to my grandmothers and gotten some more of their stories. How exciting, right? So know that your grandmother is going, that grandmother spirit in you, or you can ask your grandmother, right? She can guide you. Um, but they have all that knowledge, all that wisdom. They've been through it, right? They've seen it. They've gone this way and it's been messed up, or it went right, or they went this way and it was messed up, or it was right. So they know a lot. We might not want to hear what they have to say, but that doesn't mean that what they say isn't right. Okay. Um, I just want to get some guidance for you this weekend. Um, let's see, Spirit. What guidance do you have for the collective? Let's get some cards. I'm gonna get some angel cards too, and let me move them because if I don't move them, I'm gonna forget. Welcome to being 60, right? Your mind does not do everything you want it to do. It's hilarious when I walk into the kitchen or somewhere and I'm like, why am I here? Why did I come here? And that jingling is Josephina Sprinkles running around. She's getting so big. Um, her and Spark have been playing a lot. Okay, we got a bunch of cards that fell out. We're going to take those. We got the High Priestess on the top, right? She knows. She knows exactly what needs to happen. That's your inner self. That's your intuition. You need to trust it, right? The High Priestess is not going to ask you, but she wants you to ask because she's dying to tell you. But she wants you to make that choice. She's not going to push on you. She is not going to intrude. She's just going to be like, hey, remember me? I'm over here. See me? See me? Ask me. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles, which means wealth, prosperity, right? Things that are going to come to fruition. And then you have the Three of Pentacles. But you have to, this is like the collaboration card, right? The Three of Pentacles is about that person has been tasked to complete a task, or has been commissioned to complete a task. So you're on a mission, right? You are here to become someone. You are here to um, be something for someone else. You're here to share your gifts with others, right? This Pluto in Aquarius is about how do we as an individual affect the collective as a whole, right? We had some big collective energy this weekend, right? Lots of energy, and it was good energy. So what's on the bottom? The Five of Cups. Don't, that's about regrets, right? Don't have regrets. Don't concentrate. Don't concentrate on what's spilled and done and over. Concentrate on what you still have. Concentrate on the road ahead of you, on this what's in front of you. Concentrate on see the water. The water is about feelings and emotion. Concentrate on those. How are you feeling? The Seven of Swords. Take your power. Take your power back. Right. This person has grabbed what they want, and they're going forward. Right. This is mine. I'm taking charge of this, and I'm moving forward. Right. And there's some swords, that two swords in the ground. Right. When you put something in the ground, right, you stab it. That's kind of like power, right? That's like, okay, boom, I'm in charge of that. I'm done with that. And now he's taking those and he's moving on. And then you have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is, um, it's like a struggle, right? But this person, so these three people in this Five of Swords is you. It could represent you, those different phases that you're in, right? The beginning, the intermediate, and the mastery phase. So what phase are you in this changing and in this um, becoming, in this transformation? Are you still working on things that you need to work on, still needing to ask those questions, trust your intuition, right? She doesn't have a roof. Her um, potential is unlimited. Or are you in the phase where you're already working on some things and you're just kind of like fine tuning them, right? Tying up loose ends, getting ready to move forward? Or are you in that stage where you've already you're buttoning things up, right? Tying things up and putting things in order is like the action, but buttoning it up, closing it, right, getting ready to move forward, right? That's the mastery stage. And then you have the Nine of Wands here. And the Nine of Wands is you've been doing the work, right? We have been doing the work. And I think that's why a lot of this frustration is happening, because we know we've been doing the work. And that can kind of make us frustrated because, like, oh my gosh, when is this going to happen, right? I'm getting impatient. I want to get a couple of clarification cards. I would like to just get one card for each here, just to get some extra guidance from Spirit. Okay. All right. So we have the Queen of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. I spoke of the Wheel of Fortune, right? This is fated and destined. And then you got the Lover's card on the bottom. So the Lover's card is about a choice. The Lover's card is about partnership. The Lover's card is about working together, right? Filling your own cup of love, right? Okay, so with the High Priestess, we have the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords knows how to cut through the crap, right? Galactic Grandmother, Pachamama, Gaia, right? She cuts through the crap. She knows what's real and what isn't real. Don't bother with what's not real. I don't want to say waste your time, but kind of it is, right? You're spending time, meaningless time, right? On something that you don't need to worry about anymore. Move forward. And then with the 10 of Pentacles, you have the Five of Cups. Again, the Five of Cups. No regrets, right? But in this Five of Cups, she is looking at this hole in the ground, right? It's this endless spiral. It's movement. It's what's going on. And it's kind of like, it's like a mirror. Like she's trying to find out what's there, what is going to come to fruition. She's spilling one of her cups into that hole, into that spiral. So she's saying, this is what I want to take with me. And ask the universe, this is what I want? And can I still have this? How can I take this with me? How can I, for career, let's just talk about career. We all have to have a job, right? Most of us, because we have bills to pay, we have responsibilities. And perhaps there's some of you that have a job and it's not quite what you thought it would be, or maybe it's come to its end, right? Everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? So is it time for you to switch things up a little bit? So in that, and again, I'm just giving an example that's coming to my head. Somebody needed to hear that. So she's spilling, okay, I still want this. I still like this kind of work. I still want to do something like this, but I'm going to open it up to you, universe, and please guide me and bring me what it is that you feel I need, or what is it that I need right now, and then be open to it. Right? What's going to make you happy? And then with this Three of Pentacles, you have the Wheel of Fortune, and she's on top of that wheel, and she's looking forward, and she's happy, and she is giving. She's being open to the universe. She's looking up and closing her eyes, and she's saying, "Take me with you." Right? Bring it on. I'm here. I'm open. I'm receiving. So let's get some angel cards. So this is just about taking care of yourself, grounding yourself, being open to what's coming in. And the Hangman just came to my perspective, or to my mind, because if you look at her, she is in the Hangman position, but she's upright, right? So look at things from a different perspective. Don't keep looking at them the same way, because things change. We grow, right? Every day we're evolving and learning something, and be open to that. Okay, here we go. So we have 101, New Beginnings, and 2121, Success, Wealth. So, new beginnings, a new phase of religious or spiritual quest. In a religious or spiritual quest, you're going through a spiritual awakening, which can feel like dark night of the soul. You're on the path to enlightenment, and this too shall pass. So, when we move forward, when we're in our spiritual awakening, and I'm speaking of which, there's a couple of things that came up in this reading. I am going to start trying to do some readings. Well, they're not readings. I'm going to try to bring in some information so that it can help us, right? In the majority of the people that watch my channel are 40 plus, right? 35 plus. There's no reason not to say that, because it's true, right? I have the analytics on my YouTube. So, and I don't try to make my information grounded or geared towards one person. But at this, when we have at least gone to our first Saturn return, we know some things, right? That's almost 3 decades, or 3 decades worth of information, right? At least two of them, or one and a half of them, more than half of our life as an adult. So we've been through some things, right? So in that moment, there are things that change, and sometimes we need guidance. Sometimes we need to know, okay, is this intuition telling me something, or is this I'm afraid of it and I just want change, or I'm tired of it and I don't want to do that anymore, right? So I want to talk about stuff like that. I want to share my wisdom, my 60 years worth of wisdom with you. And that doesn't mean I know everything, but I've been around the block a couple times, right? And I've done a couple things. I've met a lot of people, a lot of different ethnicities, different cultures, and different places that do things differently, even though the amazing thing is we're all pretty much the same. We're the same but different. I like to say that. Okay. 2121, Success, Wealth. Your current circumstances are ending, so you might take advantage of better ones. If you are experiencing a significant change or conclusion, viewing your life as a series of cycles or chapters may be helpful. How can you make room for something new to emerge? So I was talking about with the career thing, right? That's just an example. You have empty nesters, right? This is graduation time. Actually, it might be past graduation time. Just depends on where you are. But things are changing and moving and evolving. You know, that spiral, right? The spiral that she's looking inside. And we have to be open to those things. So look for those synchronicities, right? Look for 101, 10, look for 21. Maybe you'll even see 2121. You have a choice to make. You have a choice to be overwhelmed with what's going on, or you have a choice to fill your own cup, take care of yourself, and move forward, right? You've done the work. Don't stop. Don't give up. Be patient. See things from a different perspective, and take that power back. Don't have regrets. See through your perfectly purple lens of your galactic energy, right? The angels love you just the way you are. You love yourself the way you are. and allow others to love you the way you are. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you have a good Sunday. And until next time, have a good day.